Hi, all my students of Standard 9. Here I am, your English facilitator Himangi, back again to continue with the explanation of Act 1, Scene 3, from where we left off last time. We were talking about the storm. The Scene 3 is basically about the storm, and there is a conversation going on between Cassius and Casca. And we left off at where, if you remember, that Cassius was trying to explain to Casca why Caesar was not good for Rome. So we left off over there. So let's continue from there. I hope you all have found the lines. It is line number 80. Cassius starts talking. Let it be who it is, for the Romans now have thews and limbs like to their ancestors. But woe the while, our fathers' minds are dead, and we are governed by our mother's spirits. Our yoke and sufferings show us womanish. So we did this part last time. I explained it to you that Cassius is telling Casca that we no longer have the strength of our minds, where we can be like our fathers, like the Romans ancestors, but we have become very womanish. So our yoke and sufferings. Okay, so Casca then tells him, indeed, they say that the senators tomorrow mean to establish Caesar as a king. So Casca is telling him that, yeah, I agree. Yes, I agree with you. And tomorrow they are going to establish the senators. They are going to make Caesar the king. And he shall wear his crown by sea and land in every place save here in Italy. This also I had explained to you last time, that Rome would continue to be a republic, while the other places, the other provinces of Rome, in Italy he would not be crowned as a king, which would continue as a republic, and the other places they were willing to make him a king. So now we come to Cassius' speech. We'll begin from here. I know where I will wear this dagger then. Cassius from bondage will deliver Cassius. Therein, ye gods, you make the weak most strong. So what is Cassius saying over here? That in those circumstances, if Caesar becomes the king, then I know what I am going to do. And what am I going to do? I'm going to take this dagger and I'm going to kill myself. So I know where I will wear this dagger then. Cassius from bondage will deliver Cassius. So I will deliver myself from this bondage of Caesar's tyrannical rule. So he said, I'm going to commit suicide if he becomes a king. And he's saying, by giving the power of committing suicide to a human being, therein ye gods make the weak most strong. So you are making the weak people strong over here because you are giving them the power to take their own lives. Now children, you must remember, suicide is not a good thing at all under any circumstances, irrespective of what we teach you over here, because these are just the words of Cassius and his reasoning. And Cassius is in no way an ideal to be followed. So please remember that, okay? So under no circumstances do we propagate suicide in any way. In fact, in the Hindu religion, according to the Sanatan Dharma, suicide is the worst of the crimes that a person can ever commit. But it's there in the textbook, so we are going to learn about it. So here he's saying that the gods make the weak more strong, and therein the gods, you tyrants do defeat. So he's saying you defeat all the tyrannical people over there. Nor stony tower, nor walls of beaten brass, nor airless dungeon, nor strong links of fire can be retentive to the strength of fire. So he's saying no underground cells, no towers, no way of, no strong walls, no dungeons if you put people inside and you capture them. So no method of imprisonment can imprison a strong spirit. If your spirit is strong, nothing can imprison you. But life being weary of these worldly bars is worldly restriction. So life is tired by these worldly bars. never lacks the power to dismiss itself. So life can put an end to itself. If I know this, know all the worlds besides. That part of tyranny that I do bear, I can shake off at pleasure. So he's saying, if I am aware of this, that we can shake off tyranny whenever we want to shake off, then even other people would be aware of that they can shake off tyranny. Okay. So Casca says, so can I. So every bondman in his own hand bears the power to cancel his captivity. So Casca is telling Cassius, it's not only you, Cassius, even I can do that. Even I have that capacity, and even I and every other slave or every other bondman has got that capacity to cancel his own captivity. And why should Caesar be a tyrant then? Cassius now is talking. Why should Caesar be a tyrant then? Poor man. I know he would not be a wolf, but that he sees that the Romans are hinds. He's saying that why should Caesar be a tyrant? But I know that he would not be a wolf, but that he sees that Romans are sheep. So when he sees that the Romans are weak as a sheep, as a sheep would be, then he becomes a wolf and he pounces on them with his tyrannical attitude. Similarly, he were no lion if the Romans were no hind. So he's saying, if the Romans did not behave like poor deers who have no strength in them, then Caesar would not be a lion. Okay. Those that with haste will make a mighty fire, begin it with weak straws. What trash is Rome, what rubbish, and what offal, when it serves for the base matter to illuminate so vile a thing as Caesar. So he's saying Rome has become like what? See the things he is. Like Rome is going to go up in flames. Rome is going to become a huge big fire. And what is going to happen? So thrash means rubbish, that Rome is rubbish. What rubbish and what offal? Offal is waste material. So you use this dry stalks and you use dry straws and you use all the waste material. You collect everything and then you set it to fire. So he's saying that Rome is going to become like that. It's going to become a huge big fire, and what is going to happen? It is going to brighten up. It is going to illuminate something, that means a human being who is so vile, who is so base as Caesar is. But oh grief, where hast thou led me? I perhaps speak this before a willing bondman. So immediately Cassius is saying, oh my God, grief, oh grief. So this is here, it's a figure of speech. A figure of speech, I'll explain it to you. So he's saying, oh grief, where hast thou led me? I perhaps speak this before a willing bondman. So he's saying, oh my grief, I'm grieving so much that Rome is going to be under the tyrannical power of Caesar, that I'm speaking all this before a person who himself is willing to be a bondman. Means who is willing to become a slave. Then I know my answer must be made. But I am armed and dangers are to me indifferent. He's saying, I know that my answer is not going to get any, what I've said is not going to have any effect. But these dangers to me are unimportant. Now what is a figure of speech over here? I told you, oh grief, where hast thou led me? Grief is a feeling, isn't it? When you grieve over something, it says that he has a lot of grief. If supposing somebody, you all know the meaning of grief, no? Grief is to suffer from something very sad. For example, if there is a death in the family, then you grieve over the person's death, and that is your grief. Correct? So he's saying, but here he is talking to oh grief. So that means he has first personified grief. Grief is an abstract quality. It has been given the qualities or attributes of a living person. That oh grief, where hast thou led me? It's as if grief is a person who is holding somebody's hand and taking him somewhere. So he's saying, oh grief, where hast thou led me? But the fact that he's saying, oh, so that means the personification is there. That grief has been personified. But at the same time, because he has used the words, oh grief, it is as if he is addressing grief. He is talking to grief. So when you first personify something, and then when you talk to that thing, or when you address that thing, it is called as an apostrophe. The spelling of apostrophe is the same as the apostrophe spelling we use in language, but this figure of speech is different. Here you personify something and then you address it. That is called an apostrophe, which is a literary device, different from the apostrophe used in language. I hope that's clear to all of you all. Okay. So, Casca. You speak to Casca, and to such a man, there is no fleering telltale. Fleering means scornful. So he's saying, Arey, you are speaking to Casca. Casca is very proud of himself. He's telling Cassius, you are speaking to Casca. I am not a person who's like that. I am not a person who is scornful. Hold my hand. Be factious for redress of all these griefs, and I will set this foot of mine as far as he who goes the furthest. So he's saying, I am Casca. I am that strong. You can hold my hand and you can take that guarantee from me that all the people, amongst all the people who can see this grief and who want to redress this particular wrong, I will be the person who is ahead of all of them. So I will set this foot of mine as far as who goes farthest. So I will be ahead of all these people who are willing to sacrifice their life for Rome, or for the betterment of for not having this tyrannical power. So Cassius, and there's a bargain made. Now you know Casca. So he's saying, okay, that's a bargain. Now we are friends, so we are on the same side. I have moved already some certain of the noblest minded Romans to undergo with me an enterprise of honorable, dangerous consequence. So he's saying that, Casca, because you are thinking like me and because you have agreed to be in our group, I want to tell you that I have been successful in moving, means in convincing some of the noblest people of Rome that we need to carry out something, we need to act in such a way which is honorable, but yet the action itself is very, very dangerous. So he's talking about the assassination of Caesar. He's saying it's very honorable. Why is it honorable? Because we are going to be saving the citizens of Rome from tyrannical power, but at the same time it's very, very dangerous because we are going to assassinate the most powerful person of Rome. And I do know by this they stay for me in Pompey's port. Who is the they? The people who are with me. So my group of conspirators, basically, they are waiting for me in Pompey's porch. Okay. Pompey's porch in the theatre built by Pompey. So Pompey had built a theatre and they were waiting for him over there. For now, this fearful night, there is no stir or walking in the streets, and the complexion of the element means the condition of the sky. Element over here is the sky. We talk about the 5 elements, isn't it? The 5 elements are sky, water, wind, fire, and space. So we are talking about that. So he's saying that the complexion of the element of sky is, the condition of the sky is not very good, so we should not be walking out on the streets. In favors like the work we have in hand, most bloody, fiery, and most terrible. So he's saying today's sky is like the work that we have in hand. And what is the work that we have in hand? Most bloody, most fiery, and most terrible. Now enter Cinna. Casca, stand close a while, for here comes one in haste. So Casca doesn't know who is coming, but he hears somebody coming. So it's as if he is warning Cassius that stand close a while, somebody is coming here in great haste. So Cassius is saying, it is Cinna. I do know him by his gait, by his way of walking. He is a friend, Cinna. Where haste you so? So he is asking Cinna that where haste you so? So Cinna is saying, to find out you. Who's that? Metellus Cimber. So now Cinna doesn't know that Casca has become a part of the conspirators. He thinks that Cassius is talking to somebody, one of the other conspirators. So he mentions the name of Metellus Cimber. He's saying to find you out. Who is that? Is that Metellus Cimber? No, it is Casca. One incorporate. One incorporate means one of us. To our attempts. Am I not straight for Sinna? So he's asking that are they not waiting for me at Pompey's spot? Sinna, I'm glad on it. So I'm glad on what? What is he happy about? That Casca is one of them. So there's one more person who has joined the conspirators. So he's saying, I'm glad on it. What a fearful night is this. So he is like Casca. Sinna is like Casca. And he's saying, my God, this night is so dangerous. The storm looks so fearful. That way. There's 2 or 3 of us that have seen some strange sights. So he's saying there are 2 or 3 of us people who have seen strange sights on this fearful night. Cassius, am I not stayed for? Tell me. Means are they not waiting for me? Yes, you are. Cinna, oh Cassius, if you could but win the noble Brutus to our party. So Cinna is telling Cassius that Cassius, people are waiting for you, the conspirators are waiting for you. But Cinna, I wish, but Cassius, I wish that you would be able to win the noble Brutus to our side. Means that you would win Brutus to the side of the conspirators, because everybody knows that Brutus is one of the most respected person in Rome, and he's a person with a great noble nature. So if he is won over, then the conspirators will not be blamed for killing Caesar. Cassius, be you content, be you satisfied. Good Cinna, take this paper and look, you lay it in the praetor's chair. Praetor's chair is magistrate. So put this paper in the magistrate's chair, where Brutus may find it. So he's saying you put this paper in the chair of the magistrate, where Brutus may find it. You remember he had said that I am going to throw several letters in several different handwriting into Brutus's window. So that is a plan that he's talking. He's taking Cinna into his confidence, and he's telling Cinna that you put this letter onto the praetor's chair, means on the magistrate's chair, and where Brutus may find it, and throw this in at his window. So he's saying throw these at his window, put this one on the magistrate's chair, set this up with wax on old Brutus's statue. And then there are 1 or 2 papers which he says you put wax on them and stick it to old Brutus's, means Julius Brutus's statue. Okay. All this done, repair to Pompey's porch. So means once you have done all this, come to Pompey's report. Go to Pompey's porch, where you shall find us, and there you will be able to meet all of us. Is Decius Brutus and Trebonius there? Now he's asking them that are these 2 people also there? All but Metellus Cimber, and he's gone to seek you at your house. So Cinna says everybody is there, all the conspirators are there excepting you, and even Metellus Cimber. Metellus Cimber is not there, because he has gone to your house to look for you, that where is Cassius. Well, I will hie means I will hurry, and so bestow these papers, distribute these papers as you have told me to do. I will perform the task. Cassius, that done, repair to Pompey's theatre. Exit Cinna. So we find that Cinna has left to perform the task that he has been told. So Cassius now tells Casca, come Casca, you and I will yet ere day, means before daybreak, both of us will see Brutus at his house. So we'll go to Brutus's house. 3 parts of him is already ours. That means I have been able to convince Brutus to almost 75% of his mind is made up that he should agree to what I am trying to tell him. And the man entire upon the next encounter yields him us. Means the next meeting he will be entirely on our side. Cassius is so sure of himself that because he has been able to convince Brutus to such a great extent, he's saying the next meeting means when we see him, he will become absolutely with us. He will be on our side. So now Casca is very happy about that. And Casca says, oh, he sits high in all the people's hearts. Means he's very popular with everybody, and everybody in Rome has a great amount of respect for Brutus. And that which would appear offense in us, means any action that would appear as a crime, as an offense in us. His countenance means his presence or his face, like the richest alchemy. Alchemy is a science which can change metals into gold. So he's saying only by the presence of his face. What will happen is that our action, which would otherwise be seen as something very savage, very brutal, just because Brutus will be with us, like a rich alchemy, it will change that action from looking like a savage action to one of virtue and worthiness. Did you understand this? Okay. So Cassius, him and his worth, and our great need for him. So he's saying we need him also, and we need his worth also. We know he's very worthy, so we need him. It's our great need. You have right well conceited, means you have judged properly, conceited. Let us go, for it is after midnight, and before the day we will awake him and be sure of him. We will awake him means just before daybreak. Why are they in such a hurry? Because in the morning everybody is going to advance towards Caesar, towards the forum, towards Caesar's crowning. So it has to be done quickly before daybreak. So he's saying before daybreak we will wake him up. Awake him means literally wake him up, get him out of his sleep. And awake him also means to awaken his conscience towards a nobler cause. I am sure I will be able to convince Brutus, who's saying Cassius, that but he's using the pronoun of we. He's saying we will awaken him to the nobler causes, and we will be sure of his support. Exeunt. So with that, we come to an end of Act 1. Okay, children. Now I want to tell you all that I hope you all have been learning, and I have given you questions for the historical background of the play and for Act 1, Scene 1. These questions I've already discussed with you earlier. So I hope you have learned those answers and you have understood all of them. If you haven't understood anything from Act 1, Scene 1, please write in today's comment box. So I'll come to know whatever needs to be discussed, and I'll be discussing it with you shortly. Okay, within 1 or 2 days I'll put it up. Now I want to tell you all that I'll be putting up questions for Act 1, Scene 2 and Scene 3 together, and we will discuss the answers also together in the next session, so that we are sure that you are comfortable with Act 1. Meanwhile, my advice to you all is that Standard 9, please read the original text as many times as you can, so that you are well versed with Shakespearean language and you are able to write the answers effortlessly. Read the meanings given to you, read what your teachers have explained to you, what your tuition teachers are explaining to you. And of course, if you have seen my videos, you can go through the videos again and understand what is happening, and then believe me, it will be very easy for you to answer your Shakespeare. So I'll see you again at the next module of question and answers. Till then, here's your facilitator Himangi, wishing all of you all good, happy studying time, and do find time and to write. Remember to write as many answers as you can, because it's always good to write. It retains in your long-term memory when you write down things. Okay then, bye children.